Well, the engines have fired and the flash bulbs are popping here at Daytona. The fans getting their photographic memories of their big night at Daytona. Waiting for 43 cars to pull off of pit road. And then the start of tonight's running of the Pepsi 400. Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR, is the proud sponsor of the Budweiser Pole Award, given to the fastest qualifier in each NASCAR Nextel Cup Series race. Budweiser congratulates Tony Stewart for this weekend's race, winning for his pole, and the latest Budweiser shootout eligible driver. So congratulations to Tony Stewart. And here's what you've been waiting for.
All right, cars are rolling. And not only have we been waiting, these drivers have been waiting.
Thinking the same thing. These guys are as happy as the fans right now to be in those cars strapped in, because that's the hardest thing for a driver, is waiting around to get going.
And Sterling Marlin, a different look. There's DJ.
Is it Jeff Burton?
Jeff Gordon starting 15th. Well, this is Ricky Rudd, who had such a terrific run last week out at the Infineon Raceway. But he was second to this guy.
That's right.
Stewart.
Michael Waltrip. And back in 39th, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Giving the high sign to his crew as he rides by. But again, I don't think 39th is going to be a problem if, as Wally said, they don't have that big crash in front of him and he just can't miss it.
He's been extremely confident every time you've talked to him throughout the weekend. He seems confident in his car and certainly confident in his team, despite what they've been through this season, being so far back in the championship standings.
Well, he's done this so many times, come from the back to the front, and if he's got a good race car, which he does, the problem is right at the start of the race, everybody's just side by side, you know, 10, 15 rows back, so it's hard to get to the front until things get strung out a little bit. But once they do, he's coming.
Well, Earnhardt Jr. starts 39th, and here are all the people he's going to have to pass tonight to get to the front. Tony Stewart on the pole next to Scott Riggs with an outstanding qualifying run.
And back in row 2, Jimmy Johnson trying to reclaim the lead in the NASCAR Nextel Cup points. And boy said, a teammate to Scott Riggs.
That's going to be fun to watch.
Oh, it is.
It's just going to be fun to watch. So Nemechek, Elliott Sadler.
Nemechek, another car out of that MB2 Motorsports stable, 3 in the top 5.
And there's a guy, 29, I think is going to be really strong tonight. Those RCR cars run so well here at Daytona.
Rusty Wallace. He's never won here. This is his last race of the Nextel Cup Series at Daytona. Would love to go to victory lane. Kerry Earnhardt would like to be the Earnhardt in victory lane when it's over. Great qualifying run from Kerry.
There's Robbie Gordon and Bobby Hamilton Jr. And boy, that 32 team needs a good run. Those guys were sweating bullets trying to get in this race because they needed to get in on time. And they did very well.
Dale Jarrett has won this race several times. He knows how to win. And Mike Bliss, some concern about the engine in that car. We're not able to change it. Hopefully it'll last all night.
But that car was fast in practice, Mike Bliss's car. It's Jeff Gordon and Ryan Vickers.
A couple of teammates.
Yeah.
Michael Waltrip and the championship leader, Greg Biffle. 5 wins this season. His first career victory came in this race 2 years ago.
And this year, Biffle has been qualifying about 18th to 30th, somewhere in that area. He's not qualified well at all. Johnny Sauter there in the 09 car dominated the Busch race in Milwaukee last Saturday night.
Hermie Sadler, a good qualifying run, got him in next to former series champion Bobby Labonte.
Bobby's got a long way to go to help his teammate.
Mark Martin also in his farewell season on the Nextel Cup circuit. Love a Daytona win to add to his list of accomplishments.
Yeah, Mark lives about 10 miles from here.
Right.
A lot of celebrating going on. Tres Quapple, Scott Wimmer back in row 13. Quapple, a teammate to Rusty Wallace and Ryan Newman.
Kurt Busch, the reigning Nextel Cup Series champion back there in row 14.
Another fast car.
And a lot of guys are talking about that 97 car being fast. That's right.
Got to be faster.
I know, yeah. I got to be faster. That's right.
Casey Mears and Dave Blaney make up row 15.
Blaney and another RCR car.
A lot of good cars back here, too.
There are.
Jeremy Mayfield, Kyle Busch.
And Slugger Labby, the crew chief on the 19, said, hey, we're okay. We good. Well, we'll see.
Jamie McMurray in row 17 along with Carl Edwards. Edwards with 2 wins already this season, looking to get a victory at Daytona.
Now that's 2 bright, smiling faces, isn't it?
2 young stars on the rise right there. 2 veterans right here. Ricky Rudd looking for a Daytona win, and Kyle Petty in row 18.
Sterling Marlin and Matt Kenseth. Sterling knows how to get around here, get to the front.
And he's won 3 or 4 races here.
And Matt told us earlier tonight that car is good enough to get to the front. Here's where everybody will be looking when the green flag falls. Back in row 20 at that big red 8 car. Dale Earnhardt Jr. right next to Kenny Schrader.
I'll tell you one thing, that guy driving that
He's squeezing him a little, isn't he?
That truck that's driving off the racetrack, he's got a lot of nerve, I'll tell you that.
And Mike Wallace starts 43rd.
And I'll tell you what, Mike Wallace at this racetrack is no slouch.
Now, Kenny Wallace, Mike Garvey, Dan Pardis, and Morgan Shepherd didn't qualify. The 73 and the 89 withdrew. Late word from NASCAR. The 8 car was allowed to make the transmission change that they talked about after their qualifying run yesterday. The 32 also goes to the back for unauthorized work on the car.
How about Mike?
Well, I think the 0 car did check his engine, which you can't do. They checked it to make sure it was okay.
But they didn't change it.
But they didn't change it. NASCAR would not allow them to change it, but since they checked it, they had to go to the back.
All right. Now, before the cars rolled off from the grid, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was sitting in his car, and there's his cousin and former car chief, Tony Eury Jr., talking to them. DEI trying to put all the pieces back together. Michael Waltrip's runs have been solid the last few weeks, trying to get Dale Earnhardt Jr. back into victory lane. And Michael as well, for that matter. Hey, that's...
I just want to say that they were talking about the race, and then right at the end, Junior goes, so you going to Lake tomorrow? Are you staying here tonight? Junior goes, no, I ain't staying here tonight. I'm going home. So that's another important thing they were talking about.
That car has an 8 on the side. Let's talk to a car that has a couple of 8s on the side. The UPS Taurus of Dale Jarrett.
Dale Jarrett, Benny Parsons, you got me?
Yeah, BP, I got you.
All right, DJ, you won this at this racetrack before. Can you do it tonight?
Well, I certainly hope so. I think we've got a pretty good race car, and it certainly be about time that a Ford get back in victory lane here. It's been a while, so we'll see what happens. Long race, difficult race. Really got to use your head here and be around at the end.
DJ, how's the racetrack?
They've done a good job of getting it dry to this point, but we still have some wet spots through the tri-oval. On the bottom of the track, still a little bit damp, and we just went through turns 1 and 2 up in the higher side, and it's pretty damp there too. So we're a little bit from getting the track dry, but I think they're going to start us under a green and caution type situation here, start counting some laps so that we might get this thing done before daybreak.
Yeah, right. I'm all for that. DJ, we talk about the big one. We've been talking about the big one all day. What's the best way to miss the big one?
Have a lot of luck on your side. You know, Benny, I've run up front and been involved in it, been in the middle and been at the back. And, you just have to be lucky at the right time. And, it's not something anybody wants to happen. But, we've kind of gotten in a bad habit of kind of having a short fuse here with our patience among the 43 of us out here. And then bump drafting at some of the wrong places at the wrong time of the race. And so we're going to have to keep from doing that tonight. So I don't know that there is an answer as to where's the best place and how to miss it. But hopefully we'll be in that right position with our UPS 4 tonight.
All right, DJ, you see the green flag, but don't start yet. You did see the yellow too, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw that. So I'm just going to take it easy and keep my nerves calm here while I can before everything breaks loose.
Okay, the next time I'll throw a rabbit's foot out, you can catch it, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, DJ.
And when he's talking about bump draft, and that's when you drive up behind somebody, and if you've got a good run, you hit them square on the bumper. But you've got to be careful here to do that when the cars are straight. You don't want to do that in the tri-oval, or you'll turn somebody sideways, or getting into the corner, like when you're diving down in turn one. If you're close to somebody, you don't want to pound them there because it'll turn the car sideways.
Coming around to get the green flag. The fans on their feet. They've waited a long time for this. Tony Stewart and Scott Riggs. And NASCAR is back on NBC. Tony Stewart with momentum and on a mission.
You know, it looked like Scott Riggs had the lead going in turn 3, but as they entered that corner, Tony Stewart just took off.
We saw that last night, too, at the beginning of the race. Benny, that outside lane just wouldn't go.
It looks like Riggs is sliding up the racetrack a little bit when he gets into the corner. Both laps there going into 2, his car slid up high, so I'm not sure he's got the grip in that car yet he wants.
Takes about a lap and a half for these cars to get to top speed because of restrictor plates that rob the engine of air, smothering them, robbing them of horsepower. Riggs again pushing up, Wally.
Yeah, he's just really sliding up the racetrack, so I think he's just kind of feeling that car out, not handling quite just where he wants it yet, but got plenty of time.
Is that an advantage? Because that's his teammate Boris said behind him in that 36 car with the big C on the hood.
Just depends on what the car's doing. If he's loose, it's not an advantage. If the car's pushing, he's just, well, watch him right here when he gets into this corner, down pretty low, and then he just slides up the racetrack.
Get a report from pit road from Matt Yoakum.
With 2 to go, Bill, Brian Vickers' spotter Danny Cullen was trying to explain to Brian that his car and teammate Jeff Gordon's car look exactly alike on the back stretch. He's hoping to pick out something on the car. You can see Vickers on the high side, Gordon on the bottom. The numbers are the exact same colors. They've got reflective material for the sponsor name. He's going to try to pick out something on the Vickers car so he can have a better shot of not losing Vickers when he's in a mass of cars.
You know, he's right. They do look a great deal alike.
How about the black hood?
Yeah, I bet across the track.
Well, from here or there, yeah, it's really, really
and
tough.
I'll tell you who else is going to have the similar problem in the 36 of Said and the 42 of McMurray. McMurray with a special paint scheme here tonight. Gordon carrying a Pepsi paint scheme on that car in addition to the DuPont sponsorship.
Now, we've been 4 laps. And I tell you what, these cars are going to start slipping and sliding in a few laps. And that's when Gordon, Jr., the good cars will work their way forward.
And why are they going to start sliding?
Because the tire's going to get warm, the racetrack is going to start losing some grip, and the cars that aren't set up properly are going to start sliding across the racetrack.
There's Vickers in the middle.
And we saw the Busch race. We didn't want to be in the middle in the Busch race last night. The cars were very, very unstable in the center, but boy, there's a lot of them in the middle tonight.
I think what you're seeing here is some of that patience already wearing off. The line's not going, and the driver wants to go.
Well, right now, there is a lot of grip in the racetrack because the rubber has been washed out, and this racetrack is like a cheese grater to these tires right now. So there's a lot of grip right now, but it's killing the tires. So like BP says, these cars are going to start sliding around here real quick.
Wow, Gordon.
Oh, and Robbie Gordon. Robbie Gordon dives to the inside, and that 7 car goes 3 wide, and he's alongside Boris Said. Man, Robbie's going somewhere.
Yes, he is.
He told me during the driver's meeting he felt like he was going to be okay tonight.
Gordon in the 24, Dale Jarrett in the 88. Boris Said in that 36 just in front of that twosome. Looking back from Jarrett, have Michael Waltrip. Side by side with Gordon, there's the 25 of Vickers.
Jarrett slides up the racetrack just a little bit there.
You think tires are going to be a factor here, don't you, Benny?
Oh, I do. I really do, yes.
Ooh, watch that line, boys.
Wow. Casey Kane in the 9 inside of Michael.
Man, he just cleared Michael Waltrip by an inch.
Kenseth in the middle. Look at the flash bulbs.
Man, oh man, this is...
Boris said.
I'm sitting up here high and dry. It makes me nervous. Imagine what it's like being in those race cars.
Now, Boris said he wasn't sure who was going to run with him. He's got a lot of friends right now.
They got 6 cars out there that are lined up in front. They're going to start pulling away from this pack if they stay racing side by side.
They've hung Boris out to dry. He's back about, what, 15th now.
And Riggs' car looks a little bit better. He's at the tail end of that first pack of cars. Look at this.
31 getting a little bump trap there from the 07 car, Dave Blaney.
That's Jeff Burton. Let's check on the progress of the 97 of Kurt Busch. Marty.
And we've seen this before from Kurt Busch, too. In this race last year, Bill, he started 35th and finished 4th. Tonight, he started 28th. He's already up to the 18th position. He told me right before he got in the car, you know what? We have a fast car. I'm excited about it. We're going right to the front. Alan?
Jeff Burton told us this afternoon during our Countdown to Green preview show he had a very fast race car, was not concerned that he was starting back in 42nd place. He obviously knew what he was talking about because he has roared halfway up through the field. He's 20th now after just a few laps of racing.
Yeah, Alan, he can go high, low. He's been all over that racetrack right now, so he's got a lot of confidence in that car. If you can pull the car from the high line to the low line like he just did a little while ago, you've got a good feeling race car.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has moved up to 27th from his 39th starting spot to Matt Yoakum.
He's on the outside lane. Dale Jr. talking to Steve Meal. Said, you know, when I won the Daytona 500, Tony Stewart and I, we pitted early when the pit window opened. It helped us through the cycle. We need to keep that in mind tonight.
We could see some interesting pit strategy throughout this race. It worked out. It worked out for Truex and Earnhardt Jr. last night. Earnhardt Jr. didn't make the finish, but Truex, in a bizarre move, still won the race. We talked to Dale Jarrett on the pace laps. How about his progress, Alan?
Yeah, and Benny mentioned Dale Jarrett's car kind of skittered up the racetrack there on one of those first laps of racing. Dale says his car a little bit tight in the corner. Tight, the racing term the drivers use to mean the front end doesn't grip as well as the back end, and it wants to go straight when he wants it to go left.
And that'll probably only get worse as this fuel burns off. These cars usually burn the fuel off, they get tighter and tighter, or they just don't want to turn. The nose will slide up the racetrack.
Tony Stewart leads a 6-car breakaway at the front of the field.
Yeah, and those 6 drivers are absolutely loving this, Bill, because they're not back in this, what do you call this, a mess? Scrum, that's a good word.
I call it the mall. There's a bunch of people not sure where they're going next. Jimmy Johnson in second. Nemechek, Harvick, Rusty Wallace, and Scott Riggs.
And another
Who was that? Harvick thinking about
3 cars lined up there.
That's Robbie Gordon. Even those 3 pulling them up.
Gordon and Vickers.
Which one's Gordon and which one's Vickers?
Let me look at the scoring monitor.
That's not fair.
Now, see, these guys may catch the group.
Yeah, and if these guys line up,
right?
That's Matt Kenseth in the 17, Sadler in the 38. There's Jarrett looking over at Casey Kane in the 9.
Because 10 or 12 guys lined up in single file will chase down 5 or 6.
Let's check on the progress of Carl Edwards, Alan.
Yeah, Bill, been talking about guys moving up well in these opening laps. Carl Edwards started this race in 34th place. He's up to 19th now and climbing very fast in the opening laps.
I'll tell you who's really moving is Matt Kenseth.
Yes, he is.
Man, oh man. How about him, Marty?
Well, they were worried before the race started, Bill. Remember in qualifying yesterday, the engine got to 240 for Matt, and he had to shut it down in the middle of his qualifying run. He said, but they checked it this morning. Everything was fine. The engine held the water pressure overnight. Robbie Reiser told me, I don't know what I'm going to do. He said, I've wrecked when I've been running third, when I've been running fifth, when I've been 8th, 23rd, 40th. Anywhere you're in the field, you can get in the wreck. We just want to go to the front. Dave?
Marty, Jeremy Mayfield started 31st on the field, but he's got a bad vibration in the corners. He radioed in. They think it might be an equalizing tire.
Wow, man. Well, all you can do really is ride that out until a yellow or a caution so you can come in and get it changed.
Matt Kenseth from 38th to 10th.
I guess he's coming in earlier. He's not going to wait it for a yellow.
Wow.
He's on pit road right now. Must have been very bad.
And a lot of teams will run down to Mayfield's pit to find out exactly what the problem is.
Sure sounds like a loose tire.
So they come around to the right side.
That right front tire's torn up, isn't it? No, maybe not.
Burns?
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and change all 4 because they're not sure which one it is. We'll get a confirmation from the team after they get it off there as to what it was. But like you go, oh, and he stalled it getting out of the pits. Now the crew will have to push the car. Jeremy refires, back out. He's just lost a lap.
Well, I got 2 words for him. Lucky dog.
Yeah.
Well, that 6-car breakaway has kind of vanished.
Yeah, those guys behind him got lined up and they ran him down.
Well, that's the spotters and the crew chiefs working with them too, right?
Absolutely. And the drivers working with each other as well. I mean, that once that second pack got in line, they all realized they had to stay in line in order to catch that front group.
Well, if you're at the front of that second pack, you can see that first pack pulling away from you, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
You want to go get those guys. Well, Tony Stewart has led all 25 laps. Let's get you through the field early here in the Pepsi 400, starting with the 20, and here's Matt Yokel.
Bill, lap 25, Tony Stewart picking up right where he left off in February. Out front leading, he led the most laps then. Stewart telling Greg Zipadelli the car needs to be a little more free up off the corners. Put that down for our next stop. Alan?
Jimmy Johnson running second, started third, hanging right with the leader Tony Stewart, says his car is good in the turns. Very good sign for Jimmy Johnson. Marty.
Alan, these 3 cars trying to break away. Joe Nemechek at the tail of that front pack. His car excellent. He hasn't said a word on the radio. When Kevin Harvick got behind him, he got a huge push. Matt?
Harvick quiet on the radio, running in 4th. Back in 03, he was the best plate driver. 04, he was 3rd best. Right now, he's still searching that wind. He does say, though, as Rusty Wells fills his mirror looking for an air pressure adjustment, Harvick says someone in front he believes is losing a rear end. And the 10 car, the Herbie car, Scott Riggs, he was shuffled out early, quiet on the radio, trying to capitalize on that great qualifying run, Dave.
Matty, Jeff Gordon radioed to his crew back on lap 22 that his car was pushing in the corners, a little bit hard to turn. So they're going to try to make an adjustment the next time they come in. Matt, back to you.
Brian Vickers trying to become the 11th different driver to score a win for owner Rick Hendrick. Says the car needs a slight air pressure adjustment, real tight from the center off. But Dave, he's planning on pitting with his teammate Jeff Gordon.
Robbie Gordon in the 7 car started up in 11th position, moved his way up to 7th, but also started getting hot. His car was running up next to other cars, so he had to move out and back off a little bit. Marty.
Yet another guy moving up through the field, Dave. Mark Martin started 23rd, working his way up through the pack with some smart, savvy moves of a veteran. He was 6th in the last 2 Daytona races, both in this car. Mark told me before he got in, I think this car is even better than the last one. Alan?
Elliott Sadler had said nothing on his team's radio from the time the green flag waved for real until 1 lap ago when he said, when I come to pit, how about a little help making the front end stick a little better. Dave?
Michael Waltrip running in 13th position now. Michael started back in the 17th position. Only 4 spots so far for Michael.
Matt Kenseth continues his great run from 38th all the way up to the 13th position. Just radio the crew. Car is starting to get tight, which means it won't turn left when he wants it to turn. And we're about 7 to 9 laps away from pit stops. Alan?
Jeff Burton, we talked about him a couple of minutes ago. He has rocketed up through the field. He started way back in 42nd position. He's just cracked the top 15. Not much said on Jeff Burton's radio other than the normal spotter chatter of 2 wide, 3 wide, and clear for Jeff Burton. Marty?
Alan, last year's champion, came on the radio fairly early after starting 28. Said, you know what, guys, the car is pretty loose. That means the back end's a little too happy. He wants to swing around. He wants a wedge adjustment on the next stop, but they're having an excellent run. Casey Kane, the winner of Richmond earlier this year, his car a little bit too tight right now, but he has made decent progress up to 17th, Alan.
And Carl Edwards continuing to try and chip his way up through the field, sitting in 19th where he's been for the last several laps. His car also needing a little bit of help sticking the front end in the corners. I think that's a story we're going to hear a lot tonight, Matt.
And I think another story we're going to hear a lot tonight, Alan. Dale Earnhardt Jr. cracked the top 20 just riding around. Bill Weber, as they're talking about the spotter traffic and everything else. Jr., though, quiet on the radio.
Well, thanks, Matt. Good job down there, you guys. And to round out the current top 20 would be Dave Blaney in the 07. While we were going through the field, radio reports that someone in front of the 01 and the 29 might be leaking some fluid. That could only have been Tony Stewart or Jimmy Johnson.
Well, they're talking about, someone said that maybe a gear, someone was having a problem with a gear. And you say, well, how do they know that? Because of the odor. When those things start going bad, it's the most god-awful odor you've ever heard. Smell to me.
You can smell a gear, for sure.
2.5-hour rain delay, 10 laps under the yellow and green, and then we've gone green. Tony Stewart, the only leader so far in the Pepsi 400. 34 laps complete in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona after 2.5-hour rain delay. You're watching live NBC Sports coverage of NASCAR. Tony Stewart continues to lead, followed by Jimmy Johnson, Joe Nemechek, Kevin Harvick, and Rusty Wallace. But now some guys starting to move around back there. An unscheduled stop for the 25 car, Brian Vickers. That's Gordon on the move, and that is Jamie McMurray in that 42 car behind him on the inside of Rusty, maybe 3 or 4 laps away from scheduled pit stops.
I saw Jeff Gordon's hand out the window down the backstretch. I don't know if he was saying that. Oh, trouble!
Mark Martin in the wall. Several cars involved. Kurt Busch is in it.
Earnhardt Jr. gets banged up.
I'm not sure somebody was trying to slow down and get pit lane.
Casey Mears. Bottom body. Schrader's in the grass. Several cars down pit road.
I think somebody was trying to come to the pits, BP, and he did not tell the guys behind him he was coming, and it jammed it up.
I think that Jeff Gordon was trying to come to the pits. I think he tried to tell him out the window down the backstretch. Oh, man.
And what did Mark say? No mistakes. They didn't make one, but they got caught up in one.
He is so frustrated. He is so frustrated.
He's going to carry that thing back to pit road.
18 continues to have its rotten luck.
Dave Burns, what do you got?
Bill, Jeff Gordon's guys were up on the pit wall. He was going to come into the pits, and he was trying to signal the field.
Yeah, I saw him, but he's got one of those big seats. You see that seat that around him, all this around here? I don't know that he can get his hand out to wave in the windshield through the rear window.
Well, you can't hardly even see through any of the back of these cars. Here we go.
He's coming down the backstretch. We see the 42. Oh, I'm sorry. This is off turn 4.
Yeah.
See,
there's a lot to watch right there.
I think Junior had some contact with the 17 cars. He tried to go through that. Oh, and Biffle just barely missed the 10 car.
And I'll tell you who's lucky is Schrader, because he gets out of the grass, but Bobby Labonte gets stuck in it.
And I walked across that grass today.
That wasn't very bright.
Watch the 42 slows down, because he sees the 24 slowing down. Riggs slows down, moves up the racetrack in the 10 car, and that's what started the chain reaction.
And watch. Oh, Biffle just almost got into that crash. But you're right. Schrader was so lucky to get through that mud.
From a robotic camera outside of 4.
Riggs he moved up to avoid the 42. He went up the racetrack, and Mark saw him coming, and Mark turned right and ran out of room.
All those drivers' hopes of winning at Daytona up in smoke. On board with Jeff Burton.
Wow.
Now let's ride with Dale Earnhardt Jr.
This should be good.
And let's listen and see if we hear any contact.
Yeah, got some probably contact on the right front, maybe knocked the toe out.
Inside, coming inside.
Now on board with Jeff Gordon.
There you go. There's the wave he's signaling, but tough to see.
That's a signal that he's coming to pit road.
Right. He keeps looking in the mirror, hoping, okay, those guys know I'm coming in. This is when it all starts happening behind him. Okay, now watch the 42. The 42 sees the 24 slowing down. The 42 slows down. The 10's coming. He sees 42. Uh-oh. I better not hit him. I'm going to move up the racetrack. He moves up the racetrack right in front of Mark. Mark goes to the right, starts sliding, gets in the wall, and then
Kurt Busch, Riggs.
Everybody gets involved. And it happens that fast. I mean, when you're out there and you're running and you see a guy slide up in front of you, you turn that wheel a little bit, and that car will go in a four-wheel drift, just like it happened to Mark, and there's nothing you can do.
Want to let you know pit road is closed. Guys with damage are there, but the guys that made it through and are not damaged have not stopped. Greg Biffle was on pit road. The championship leader, Alan, what's his status?
Well, first of all, he had a flat tire. He locked them up to get through the accident, and one of these tires was ground along the pavement while it was locked down to the point that it put a big hole in it. Now Biffle reports after having left the pits, he's got a bad vibration. He will pit again. They're going to try and figure out what it is.
Here are the cars involved in the crash. Mark Martin in his final run at Daytona. Earnhardt Jr., Riggs, Kenseth, Labonte. Casey Mears a hard hit. Schrader kind of got through. Kurt Busch with a lot of damage.
Now, all these guys aren't out. They've been involved in it, but they're not out.
Yeah, I think Junior, he has some sheet metal damage, but I think he can continue on.
Well, he hit the 17, so we'll take a look at both of those. Matt, how about the 8?
Dale Jr. telling his team there is some damage on the right front. He's not sure how hard he got into the 17. They were trying to find Cole Kane, Casey Kane's cousin, and Spotter to have Casey pull up alongside and look, but they couldn't find him. Now they're trying to find Boris and Spotter just to see how much damage has taken place on that right front so they can be prepared when he does hit pit road. Junior says the steering wheel BP is not off too much, meaning the toe is not too bad.
There's obviously body damage there.
We can see the body damage just on the right front.
When he comes around, we'll get a good look at it.
But it's good that the toe's not knocked out.
You don't see here, it's below the bumper, you know what I mean? It's like below the center line of the hub. On the right side, yeah, it's in.
See if we can get a peek.
Now they're all running back to the TVs.
Right.
Because they want to see what we're seeing.
That ain't too bad.
No, I'd like to see the left-hand side of the 17 car, because that's the car that Junior made contact with.
Now that tire is kind of hanging out in the air there a little bit, but they can come in the pits, they'll pull that out, and they'll fix that.
There's Matt. He should have damage on the driver's side.
But see, Junior ought to pit now. His penalty is he's got to restart at the end of the longest line. But guess what? When they get through beating all the sheet metal out, he's going to restart at the end of the longest line.
See, now he's got his damage in the door.
Yeah.
So that really is not going to hurt him too bad. Right here is all the damage. So that shouldn't hurt him. It's real important to keep your front fenders in one piece at this racetrack.
Didn't Jeff Burton and Dale Jarrett both say to win, you have to be lucky here? And how about Burton? Could he be the luckiest guy here so far, just driving right through that thing in that 31 car?
But he hit somebody. We don't know how hard. He made some contact. We just don't know how hard.
But he made it. I think he made it on the nose, and I think he's going to be okay.
He's a lot luckier than Mark Martin.
Yeah.
Mark Martin's last ride at Daytona, going back on the flatbed. Marty.
Hey, Bill, fuel's starting to be a concern for several teams. Kyle Busch just radioed, I think I'm running out of gas. They're having to go to the bottom of the banking because they're going to run out of gas if they're on the banking. So very close to the end of the fuel window. Fortunately, pit road just now open.
So the green flag indicates the pits are open.
What happened? 38 did run out of gas, possibly?
I guess.
Wow.
Y'all did some work up there.
Yeah, Elliott Sadler has run dry.
Yeah.
Big chatter down here on the radio. All the crews knowing they were coming up on it, Chad Knaus was telling Jimmy Johnson, save gas, save gas, save gas. Hope they've got enough to get back.
Around to get the green flag and complete lap 41 in the Pepsi 400. Tony Stewart continues to lead 10 cars at the end of the longest line for pitting too soon. They include championship leader Greg Biffle. Stewart leads, followed by Johnson and Harvick, Wallace and Kenseth.
And Elliott Sadler at 38 did lose a lap.
Brian Vickers was the lucky dog. Biffle, Mike Wallace.
Who's smoked off the 37's left front.
Kevin LePage. He had pitted earlier in the race out of sequence.
Well, when you're behind a driver like that, you see that smoke, you want to get around him quick. Because you're not sure if that tire's going to blow or he's got a problem.
We'll watch this. Marty Snotters with one of the most disappointed people in Daytona.
Absolutely, Bill. That would be Mark Martin. One of the last things you told your team was no mistakes, and obviously someone made a mistake out there. What happened?
Well, you guys could tell me better than I could tell you, but it looked to me like somebody took the 10 car by surprise on pitting. That's what it looked like. Anyway, somebody went to, really slow down in front of the 10, and Riggs chose to slam the brakes on first and then hang a right when I was up on the outside of him.
It was the 24 car in front of all you guys.
Golly, no communication there.
He did wave.
He didn't wave. Scott didn't see him. You'd have to check with Scott Riggs, but obviously he didn't see him.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Well, that's right. The 42 car knew that Jeff Gordon was going to pit because he slowed down, but evidently he didn't communicate that with the 10 car. Yeah. He didn't slow down.
Jeff didn't do anything wrong. It's just when a guy in front of you waves, you got to wave. If you're coming in, everybody has to wave.
And as we talked about, spotters have to help with that.
Right.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That's Jeff Burton pushing Matt Kenseth.
That's that bump trap we were talking about earlier.
Former teammates at Roush. Childress, now the owner for the 31 car, Burton.
Boy, and look at how much he gave the 17 car by pushing him. Now, if you're the 17, you don't want to hang out the guy that just pushed you. So the 17 really needs to stay in front of 31. Jeff Burton help him.
We watch this and check in with Dave.
Yeah, Jeff Gordon was just radioing his crew. He was 3 wide on the outside coming through the tri-oval. He said, guys, I really don't want to be 3 wide and on the outside. Anytime you can get me out of this, please do. That's talking to the spotters.
Wow. Through the tri-oval 3 wide. The fans love the 3 wide. The drivers don't. We continue to watch and go to Marty.
Kurt, what an outstanding race car you had from the back to the front so quickly. What happened to start that wreck?
I mean, the only thing I can do now is smile and hope that not too many guys gain points on us. It's just tough when we're trying to gain points, but it looked like there was no communication down the back straightaway on who was pitting. And with us running 10 or 12 laps under caution to start the race, that made our pit window this big. Normally it's 1 or 2, 3 laps. I was told 3 laps were pitting, so then you start looking for guys that are pitting. And it looked like the 24, he slowed up and he might have waved to the 42. The 42 saw it, but didn't communicate to the 10, or he did. And 10 swerved, hit the 6, and then I was there with no place to go. I was on the brakes, but this is like in the center of turn 4. This isn't like the short stretch coming to pit road. So it looked like the 24 needed a lot of racetrack to get slowed down is what caused that, because we're going through the corner. All of us are in corner mood, not to get on the brakes, slow down into pits mood. So just a bummer break for a good group of cars. We were just coming up through. Nice racetrack tonight. Real good balance with cars sliding with the front, sliding with the rear. It's going to be a fun race to watch.
They get you back out?
It's just useless. I mean, we need to come up with a point system where if you go out and you're just running around 37th on back, there shouldn't be any reason to go out there and endanger yourself and endanger other cars, and you don't need to gather points here and there. 36 should be the cutoff for points, but I'm on my soapbox right now. I'm just having fun watching the race.
See you in Chicago.
Thanks, guys.
Well, I agree with what he says, and I've always been that way. I don't like sending a race car out there that's wrecked just for points, and I've said that from the get-go. And it's difficult for the driver, it's difficult for the teams, and I feel too when you put a race car out there that's already been tore up, it makes it even a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah, I'll agree with all that. What he said was that 36 ought to be the final points paying position. 37 through 43, get the same points.
I agree.
I want to go right back to Wally's world with you, though. That's exactly what you talked about. When you're coming to pit here, you have to be waving. You want to come with your drafting partner, but you have to make sure everybody knows you're coming. You talked about it on the countdown.
There's no question. I mean, it's all about getting in and out of the pits at this racetrack. I mean, you can do this all night long, but you can't make a mistake getting in. And like I said, you saw Jeff waving, but everybody has to wave, or you have to at least let the guy know behind you if the guy in front of you is waving. You don't have to wave. You just put your hand up. And you don't wave. You just go, hey, something's going on. Slow down. Just be prepared because something's going on up here. It just didn't get that far back.
I'm going to get orange gloves if I'm driving next time.
Yeah.
Let's see who's going to take the blame for the 38 mistake. Alan?
Todd Parrott's the crew chief. Just ran a little dry, huh, before you could get here?
Yeah, just didn't have quite enough fuel to make it. They give open pit road the next time by, so unfortunate, but we got a great race car to stay out of trouble, and I believe we can get this M&M Sport cars back up front, get our lap back, get that lucky dog, and we'll be okay.
Todd, first set of tires that came off the car, when your team looked at them, as far as the green racetrack and so on, what'd you see?
They look good. Everything looked fine. Like I said, we got a great race car. We just try to get this thing back up front, and we'll be okay.
That's Todd Parrott. He's watching Elliott Sadler running 36th now, trying to get up there and be that first car a lap down and get back in the hunt.
And he is the first car a lap down.
Man, this is good stuff.
This is good.
These guys are driving hard right now. Let me tell you, these cars are sliding around. It's not like you run the Daytona 500 here in February. This track is slippery, and these guys are working.
Scott Riggs started on the outside of the front row. He's with Marty.
And Billy has a very damaged number 10 car. Did you see guys waving in front of you, and did you communicate that to people behind you?
That's just it. I didn't see any hand signals. You know, I don't know if they were there, and I just couldn't see them, but I mean, I was right on the 42's bumper, and I saw no hand signals from Jamie, and definitely didn't see any hand signals from the 24. It just like to me, they just slowed down really fast in front of me. Maybe I missed the hand signals because I was trying to watch what was going on around me. I knew we were too wide at the time, but I mean, I was right there looking. I didn't see it. I like to go back and look at a replay and see if they did have hand signals, but I didn't see anything. Try to slow down and try to avoid them. Try to just go by around that right side of Jamie to keep from hitting him, because I was going to run into him no matter what if I didn't. And you know, Mark was there on the outside and got into me and turned me around. Just hate it for the team, hate it for Valvoline, hate it for everybody involved. It's just typical speedway racing, though.
We definitely saw Jeff Gordon give hand signals, but how hard is it to see that at night?
Well, it's harder at night than it is during the day, for sure. You know, I wish my spotter or somebody could have told me. I don't know if they communicate that up there. Or I didn't. If Jeff did have hand signals, I guess I should have been looking far enough ahead to be able to see him. The 42, like I say, I was right on his bumper, and I didn't see his hand signals, and just hate it.
Bill? Well, your point earlier was good about the seat.
Yeah.
And it's hard to wave, let alone see somebody waving in these cars now.
Earnhardt Jr. from 39th to 14th, but Tony Stewart has been the man. He leads the Pepsi 400 live on NBC. 53 laps are complete in the Pepsi 400, and for those of you tuning in to see Saturday Night Live, well, we've got some live Saturday night action for you. A 2.5-hour rain delay here at Daytona. This is the Pepsi 400 live from Florida on NBC, and Tony Stewart continues to lead. Jimmy Johnson and Kevin Harvick, the top three, and Michael Waltrip now catching that pack.
It's been pretty uneventful for these guys up here, just the way they like it. They're just logging laps right now.
Is this Harvick trying to take over the second spot, or is he trying? Oh, is he trying to get some air to the grill? It's like Waltrip is going by.
Elliott Sadler behind those two, a lap down, but fast when he's got gas. Not fast when he doesn't.
No, these things still require that fossil fuel. The 29 car is running on the bottom of the racetrack like he's overheating, Wally.
He's got a lot of tape on the front of that car. He's got a lot of tape on the grill, BP, so he very well could be.
Tell you what Mikey looks like right now. He's got the muscle. That 15 Napa car.
Looks pretty fast, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Nemechek's up there, the 5th spot. And 38's got to be in that spot. In case he gets a yellow, he will be the lucky dog. And we look at Michael Waltrip, and watch him, how he's struggling with that steering wheel here tonight.
Looks like that's a product of some really stiff shocks, isn't it? Goes down and, hey, the steering wheel moves around so violently in the corner.
These cars, they move around so much, and you just feel it right through the wheels, right through the steering wheel. You see it driving. These cars are hard to drive, hard to turn. You can see how much effort he's putting into the steering wheel.
This is off of 2 and now down the backstretch.
See how much his head's moving around, and I mean, you know, it's violent inside these cars.
Is he stretching there?
Looking up in the mirror to see what's behind him. It's a good handful, and he actually is using his elbow too. You use your elbow and you put it on the steering wheel, and it helps also turn the car. It helps put leverage on the steering wheel, and it helps you turn the car, so you're not just using your hand. You use your elbow as well. See how he leans it on there, almost right where the spoke is in the steering wheel.
And he's a big guy too. I mean, you got to pour those guys. You need a shoehorn to get some of these guys into these seats.
See how he hooks it in there? That's actually helping him turn the car.
We're back. We are under caution. Debris in turn 4. The field coming around. Pit road should be open this time. Elliott Sadler is the lucky dog, so he will get his lap back after running out of fuel earlier.
And he feels like a lucky dog right now, because he's got a good race car, and he's right back in it.
There's your debris. It's actually down by the, it's off of 4, but it's down by the entrance to the pits. That's right. There goes Gordon by.
Looks like plastic.
A couple of guys missing it.
Mike Wallace didn't.
Nope, he sure didn't.
You don't know what it is, but NASCAR really couldn't take a chance.
No.
And as wet as these pits are, I'm sure these guys are happy to come down pit lane right now under yellow instead of green.
They were closing in on their pit window.
If these cars only have about a 14-gallon fuel cell, so they can only run, as we told you, 37, 40 laps.
They were working lap 65. Tony Stewart has led all 64 so far. Marty Snyder hits first.
Yeah, Bill, you talk about closing in on your pit window. Joe Nemechek only had 4 more green flag laps before he had to come in. His car's a little bit tight. He slides the tires as he comes to a stop. His car tight, meaning it won't turn in the corners. A pound on the left rear tire. Matt?
Chassis adjustment already completed for Tony Stewart. Still needs to be more free off the corner, but didn't want to over adjust. Dave, they were planning to pit with a 15.
Michael Waltrip's car doesn't need an adjustment, but his window net does. Crew member Tony Gibson is now ripping away a windscreen, but he tied the window net down. Alan.
Chad Canales had called for just a 2-tire stop as Jimmy Johnson was approaching the pit box. Then when he got here, they changed their minds and went for 4.
Michael came out, looked like about 4th or 5th on that one.
But Tony Stewart came out first.
Yep.
So he's going to continue to lead every lap.
NBC Sports is live in Daytona Beach, Florida, as we approach the midnight buffet. A 2.5-hour rain delay, but we are running the Pepsi 400, currently under caution after debris on the track. The field has pitted, 66 laps complete. Tony Stewart continues to lead. Let's take you inside the NBC pit window and look at the pit stop of Jimmy Johnson and the 48 team.
The 48 comes into his pit, and you see he slides into the pit. Now, the right side is terrific. Both tire changers off about the same time, on about the same time. They finish about the same time. We see the guy in the back making the chassis adjustment. Now watch, freeze it as he comes around. Look how close the jack man, this fellow, is to the pit wall. He barely can get the car up. Okay, roll it. See, he had to pump it a couple times.
And that cost him perhaps the lead coming off of pit road. Those extra pumps. Green flags out. Lap 68. Stewart leads. Earnhardt Jr. restarted 10th.
Jeremy Mayfield at 19 car, a lap down, trying to get up there just like Elliott Sadler. Run with his pack. If there is another caution flag, he would be the lucky dog, get a lap back.
The 42 of Jamie McMurray up to 3rd after those pit stops. Tony Stewart leads. We check with Matt.
Tony just asked Zippy, did you get them all tight, meaning the lugs? All the tire changers said yes. He says maybe it was just low pressures going down into 1 and 2. He's going to see how it was down in 3 and 4.
And that's because obviously he feels like he got a vibration of some sort.
Yes.
You can feel it that soon?
Oh, yeah, you can feel it when you turn the car down into a corner going 180. You can feel it a lot. And you feel it in the steering wheel.
Whoa, Biffle.
Man, he is rim riding up on the very top.
I think his car is pretty good. Trouble.
Green, the 43 car has made contact with the outside retaining wall.
Caution is out. Jeremy Mayfield will be the lucky dog and get his lap back.
And a lot of cars back on that lead lap.
That would put 35 cars on the lead lap. And then you'll have to subtract the 43. The car 43.
Got more problems with the tires, I'm afraid. More jack it up on the right side, see what you got it.
Well, now if you're Tony Stewart, you really want to know if you've got a vibration or not.
Ooh.
Oh, boy.
That's a tough call to come down pit lane and check him, right, Matt?
Zippy just told Tony Stewart, he says, look, I talked to the changers that say it wasn't even an issue. It wasn't even close. He says, well, maybe it's just an imbalance issue. Maybe we have a tire that's out of balance. Maybe spit away. Tony says, no worries. We're just right up front.
You know, that's what happened to the 19 car. Remember, he had the vibration early on. A weight, Dave Burton told us, fell off the wheel. That was the vibration.
Back under green. We'll see what happens.
You're not like a guy, but if that guy happens to be fast tonight, you'll go ahead and draft with him.
He means, oh, look at it.
Oh,
Michael Waltrip spins, hits the 0-1 of Nemechek, then catches Biffle, the championship leader. Biffle has significant damage, and they're wrecking behind them, too. Boris said, smoking his
going to need a
tires.
set of tires, yeah. He's got a flat right front already.
Michael, right rear tire was flat when he went down in turn 1. There's nothing he could do about it. I mean, he could have pitted and changed the tire, but he had no idea that it was flat.
Bring her on back. We'll try to make something happen. I don't know what your situation is there.
It's pretty bad.
His situation, Tony Jr., is he can't get there.
Well, now the window net, the least of their worries. Dave Burns?
They've been talking with Michael on the radio. He does believe that he had a flat tire that caused his car to spin.
Point later, in trouble.
Alan, how about the Biff?
Greg Biffle just called in and said, we are wrecked big. And Doug Richard, the crew chief, said, all right, guys, let's go to the garage. I want to get this fixed and get back out there. The crew is frantically working to gather their tools. What? Now, change of plans. They just called back, and he's going to come down to the pit box and have a look at it here.
I wonder if he can stop.
We're about to find out.
He's got a fire. Is that a fire going? No, that's
Not
just
a flag or something, a piece of tape or something. But, yeah, if they can get a tire on it and do a little body work on it, they'll go ahead and send it back out.
Or
It's just
a lot
when
of
you have
body
to
work.
really do a lot of work, then they'll take it behind the wall.
Greg Biffle assumed the championship lead last Sunday in Sonoma. The first time he has ever led the championship standings in the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. He has a Busch Series championship and a Truck Series championship. Let's take a look at what happened.
See, the 15 car, Michael Waltrip, is running. He's up in here someplace. And he goes down the corner and watch the car just spin. Oh, I'm sorry. There he is.
There he goes. You see the smoke come off, and boy, it swaps ends quick.
Oh, man, that 16 hit him hard.
Looks like Casey Kane might have dodged a bullet there.
And Blaney was able to get by on the inside barely.
You see him there right in front of the orange car. You see he feels it already. He's going up the racetrack. It didn't feel right when he turned the wheel going down into the corner. So he went up the racetrack, which probably saved a lot of other cars from wrecking into him. Fortunately, came down the racetrack, but got into Joe Nemechek there in the U.S. Army car.
Biffle hard. And was that Gordon that came down on the apron?
I know Harvick did. That's Harvick's on the apron there.
Well, watch back here.
Yeah, I guess
behind
so.
Earnhardt Jr. That's got to Gordon goes high.
That's Vickers.
Gordon's down low. Well, Vickers.
Both of them.
They both look alike.
Yeah. But they both made it. Watch this. That board set there right in the center, smoking the tires.
Tell you what, DJ Spotter is on the ball, isn't he?
Back at Daytona, on board with Michael Waltrip.
Hold on to it. We're in it, guys.
Yes, you are. Right rear tire flat. Tackle spins and several cars hitting.
Sorry, Benny. Top 9 guys did not pit. Green flag on lap 77. Earnhardt Jr. runs 10th. He's the first car of those that did come to pit road.
Go. 17.
The
Makes a move on Jamie McMurray.
Championship leader Greg Biffle has gone to the garage.
Boy, that 31 looks good tonight.
He sure does.
Car.
Ever see Biffle making his way to the garage area?
Long way to go, but Jimmy Johnson would have the championship lead right now.
Look who's sitting in 9th right now in that M&M's car.
That Elliott Sadler guy that ran out of gas.
Right back in it.
Hermie Sadler in the 92 car, the white car on the inside.
It's just what we were talking about. Johnson led for 12 weeks in a row till the trouble last week at Sonoma when Biffle took over the lead.
And Kurt Busch, with all his problems, is 380.
Look at the Mark Martin losing 4 positions and going the wrong way right now. Dale Jarrett up 1. Gordon up to 13th. The cutoff point, 400 points. It'd be the top 11. That'd be right now. Long way to go.
That's right. Jeff Gordon has lost some points. It's like about 18.
Junior bumping the 24 car right now down the backstretch. You also got the 88 of Dale Jarrett and teammate Elliott Sadler running together right there.
And Jeff Gordon's teammate Kyle Busch is directly in front of him.
Elliott Sadler ran out of gas under a caution period earlier in this race. Got the lucky dog under caution. The first car 1 lap down. And told us earlier today he had a strong car, didn't he, Alan?
He's got a very strong car, Bill. And here's something else. You know, the old first time, okay, it happened. Second time, shame on me. Under the previous caution to this, they came down and topped off the fuel.
There's an idea.
Yeah.
Jeff Gordon looking back at Earnhardt Jr.
Oh, man.
Kyle Busch got loose. Wow.
I mean, Jeff Gordon got in the back of him and almost spun that 5 car in front of all those cars. Wow, that was close.
Halfway this time, Stewart leads.
That could have been ugly.
Oh, could have been real ugly.
It was a little ugly, wasn't it?
Yes. Took my breath away.
Take a look at this. Watch 24 right behind his teammate. Just flips the corner.
Pick is not doing too good. What's up with Jeff Gordon?
And you know, it's kind of amazing because this car is a winning car, even right here at Daytona, and it's not working well for Jeff tonight. He says, you know, it's just like a switch goes off and the thing gets dead sideways on me. That's not easy to control at 190 miles per hour. Jeff said, I think we need more rear downforce, and they're going to try to make that change with a wedge adjustment in the rear. They're going to stick a wrench through the window and adjust that chassis. They're also going to add some air to the right front tire, but Jeff is really struggling with that car.
Yeah, you can see it right here. Look at his right arm going into the corner. He is working that steering wheel, and if you're working the steering wheel, it's because you're saving the car all the way through the corner.
Wow. Looks like he's got a bee in there. He's trying to get out of the car.
Gordon deep, 28th in the field. Let's take you through the field. We'll start up front. Of course, at Daytona, Matt, it's more like around the field unless you're Tony Stewart.
Picking up, like we mentioned, where he left off in February, out front leading. The top 2 guys still chasing their first points-paying win here at Daytona. Now, they were working earlier, about 5 laps ago, of when to make their next stop, somewhere between lap 100 and 103. Alan?
Well, Jimmy Johnson has been following Tony Stewart for about the entire race. And a race like this may turn on one thing, and you all know it well, a pit stop. If Johnson's crew can get him in front of Stewart, those two cars so evenly matched, maybe the trick that wins the race. Marty?
Alan, Matt Kenseth started 38th. Remember that. He's all the way up to the 3rd position. He does have a little left side damage from that earlier accident. That is not an issue. He told his spotter, if I had my choice, I would like to run the low line. But right now, he's just following the 48. Alan?
Jeff Burton fairly quiet on his radio. What a terrific run for the Richard Childress team. Started 42nd. Burton is running in 4th. Every now and then he pokes the nose out of line to get a little bit of cool air to that engine. Otherwise, all is great for Burton. And Elliott Sadler, boy, what a race for this team. Ran out of gas when pit road remained closed under a caution flag earlier. Thought he was poking his nose out of line. Here he comes. Elliott Sadler going to try and get up to 4th spot. A lap down, got the lucky dog pass, came in topped off the fuel, restarted back around 36th position, and Elliott Sadler closing in on the lead. Matt?
And the 42 just made his way around the 31. The aided junior right in his mirror. Now, McMurray's car, the balance has been pretty good all night. No changes every stop tonight. The car on this run is just a tick on the loose side. Meanwhile, Dale Earnhardt Jr. asking for another track bar adjustment. The car has been tight. He runs the best up high, and that's where he is right there with the 38 on the inside, Marty.
They are, Matt, the car trying to follow Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been Dave Blaney all night long. Somewhere back there in the 11th position is the 07 car with that RCR power. He's been having an excellent run. Junior told his spotter to tell Dave's spotter, listen, I love that 07 car behind me. He can push me all night long because I know he'll push me to the front. Matty?
Brian Vickers in the 25. He feels like the race has been mellow so far, working his way back up to the front. Currently following the 31 car. Hasn't said a whole lot on the radio. Dave?
Ryan Newman, again, recovering from that bad pit stop. They did pit again on lap 72. They thought they might have run through some of the debris from the Michael Waltrip crash. He just basically changed tires. The chassis was in good shape. No adjustments on that stop. Marty?
Kyle Busch back there bouncing all around. Wally's favorite car to watch on the racetrack because he's been everywhere tonight. His car is tight. Actually, earlier he was running with his teammate Jeff Gordon. Right now he's running on the outside of Casey Kahne. He said, tell Gordon, I can't run the bottom like he wants me to. I need to run the top. That's what...
Dale Jarrett started this race in 13th place. He's running 13th. That tells you he's not making very much progress. In fact, he's just trying to hold his own right now. They're going to pit in about 6 more laps. Dale says the car is okay. Not great, not bad, just okay. Marty?
Alan, how about this run for Mike Wallace? He started 43rd. He's in the 14th position. Mike is an excellent drafter. Won the Busch Series race here last July. The car has been excellent, just a little bit loose. Same for Travis Quapple. He's had a loose car for most of the evening, but he is having an excellent run as well, trying to get a top 10 here at Daytona. Matt?
Rusty Wallace's last start here at Daytona. You talked about how much he would love to get a trophy. Is the 29 of Harvick, works on the outside. Rusty's been loose much of the night. Harvick battling an overheating condition much of the night. In fact, he had to pit twice in the last caution. He picked up some debris. They had to work on the valence, Marty.
And here is Ken Schrader, Matt. After all the problems that Schrader has had this evening, he was down on motor earlier in the evening, he was reporting, but now he's found his way back up towards the top 20. Schrader recovering from the earlier accident. Boris Said, who started up front in the field today, in fact started in the 4th position, has now fallen back, and he told me before he got in the car, listen, I'm going to ride in the back tonight and just hang out, learn as much as I can, and if I have a car good enough to make a run at the end, I will. Alan?
Well, Mike Bliss says his car has got more grip in the front end than the back end. They call it loose. He's trying to get that adjusted when they come into pit. Bliss running right now at the tail end of the top 20 after starting the race up in 14th spot. Bill?
Well done, guys. Wally?
I just think that this next pit stop is going to be really, really important. And like Alan said about the 48, you know, they're going to try to get their driver out in front. But these guys can make or lose time now getting onto pit lane. You can make that one position up if you hit it right getting on a pit lane.
You know what I think happened there? I think when we were doing that through the field, Jeff Burton was up front. And as we were going through the field, Jeff Burton was going back. And then we kept going through the field, and Jeff Burton went forward again. And I don't think we ever talked about Jeff Burton.
Well, you just did.
Yeah.
Well, there he is, 31 car, Jeff Burton.
But he was up for, do you see him going backwards? He got stuck in the middle and was just zooming back. He's, what's he running, 8th right now?
Yep, 8th currently.
Alan, did we do the 31?
Bill, what do you think? You did this job for how long? Of course we did. Burton's having a great run, and they're getting ready to bring him down onto pit road in just about 2.5 more laps.
These through the fields at these restrictor plate tracks, the guys all over the place.
Look at that. 29 dives down and puts Burton in the middle again, which is not where he wants to be.
So where's he going to go now?
Well, he's going to go in the middle.
Hoping to clear the 29er or the 5.
Yeah, 29's his teammate.
Yep. Loose there for the 31 of Jeff Burton.
For third, Ryan Newman in the 12.
Okay, now we're getting close to these pit stops. Now you're talking to your crew chief, you're talking to your spotters. Who's coming in? We want to pit with this guy. This is when you start trying to figure out when to come in and who's coming with you. And here comes Elliott Sadler, 38 car.
I wonder why he's coming early.
And his fuel mileage tonight has not been too good, huh?
Ran out of gas early in the race, actually stopped on the track under a caution.
Is that his teammate with him?
Yes, it is.
The 8, Dale Jarrett hits pit road.
So 2 Yates cars on pit road. And so is the 21 of Ricky Rudd, all the way down to Allen. Treble. 32 car.
Bobby Hamilton Jr. Someone tell us he wrecked.
Yep.
Oh, there he is.
Dave.
Guys, he had just radioed to his crew, got a vibration, and crew chief Harold Howley said pit next time. It was obviously a tire.
Right front tire at that. It's like the 43 car all over again. And guess what? He's going to lose that. That tire's going to come off.
Coming to the green. Completing lap 106.
Casey doesn't have a prayer there.
No, he's all by himself on the bottom trying to stay up, do a lap back or get the lucky dog. And man, they're just jamming up right behind them on the outside of it.
Matt, Tony Stewart has a different view of this race.
And his crew chief told him, because of the different view, just be careful. Don't get yourself hung out. Don't get too wound up where you try to make too many moves like he's doing right now, trying to work his way back up to the front. He doesn't want to lose track position, but boy, he is really looking strong, Wally.
Yes, he's got a very strong car, Matt. And I think he's going to be back up front here real quick.
Now, Elliott Sadler led last lap. Dale Jarrett wants 5 points for leading the lap right here, his teammate in the 88.
And I think that's what this is all about. Both of them now have 5 bonus points for leading the lap.
Boy, they're stacking up right here. This is where it gets real scary. On the restart.
Tires up the pressure yet?
No, but boy, Stewart's car looks strong. He's going to push that 38 through, and then he's going to go for the lead.
Jason Leffler stayed out to lead a lap under caution. He is 31st, the last car on the lead lap. Ricky Rudd, second last week, third right now in that 21 car. Matt, how about Rudd?
And he says that Wood Brothers Ford starts to lose a little bit of speed because the car just gets way too tight. They've been adjusting on it tonight, has been pushing, and then it gets loose, he says. Right now, having a great run for the 21.
And just to get back to the Leffler thing for a second, those guys are battling for that 35th position in the championship standings that locks you into the race when you get to the next track. Those 5 points for leading could be big for him. Tony Stewart looking outside of Elliott Sadler.
Sadler tried to put the block on him. And Stewart just went right back to the right and to the front.
That 20 car is the one everyone has been talking about since they got on the track here yesterday morning.
Oh, here we go. Newman 3 wide, but going to put Casey Kane in the middle.
Dale Jarrett went down the racetrack. Casey Kane was there. Now, we had a car go below the yellow line, like we talked about earlier, BP, to avoid a wreck.
He had no choice.
Yeah, he had no choice, and he did a great job avoiding that crash. My goodness.
But if somebody puts you down there, you may be flag.
That's true. Well, I'll tell you what, DJ's gotten on the bottom now trying to help his teammates.
Yep.
Well, he didn't want to be stuck behind the 20.
Nope.
helping Tony Stewart get by Elliott Sadler, so that's why he was trying to get to the bottom so fast.
Can't get there, though, can he?
No, he just can't get there.
If he gets a push, maybe.
There again, I mean, Stewart is so strong, like the 15 car Michael Waltrip earlier.
And Stewart goes back in front.
Tony Stewart back to the lead.
Nobody can stay on the back of the 20 car.
See if Elliott can hang with him. Tell you, Jamie McMurray's having a good night in that 42 car.
He sure is.
I think Elliott can if he has help.
Elliott said his car was going to be good.
Yep. Jarrett still working the low side. Got Brian Vickers up there in the 25.
Matty, how about Sadler?
This is Alan Bill, but that's all right. They got a great race car, and I think watching Tony Stewart come back up there past them might have been a little frustrating for them. They got a good break that they needed. That caution came out. I was just about to ask Todd Parrott about if he had enough to hold Stewart off when Tony made that move.
On the high side of the 25, driving the race car that his teammate Jimmy Johnson raced at Talladega. Now, much like Dale Earnhardt Jr. running the old 15 cars from last year, having some issues. Vickers says the throttle pedal is giving him a hard time. It is sticking a little bit, Marty.
Matt Kenseth is running all over the place, but where he really wants to run, Matt, is he wants to run that bottom lane if he can. He's going to try and get down there behind Dale Jarrett, but he's had an excellent car. Remember, in that early accident, got some left side damage. They made several changes on the last stop, but the car is very, very good.
And it looks like Junior's still having some trouble because he was down on the bottom a lap ago, and he just took a big slide. Or said,
and that mud. Oh, don't clip the wall. There you go, Boris. Very nice. Man. Now that was a trip he could tell his grandkids about, huh?
Wow. Boris Said brings out the caution on lap 113. And that'll be something to see.
I think Junior wants to come in and make an adjustment. But too many laps to go yet.
Okay, here's the veteran road racer, Boris Said.
It's Junior there.
Yeah.
Here we go.
This would be Boris.
Boris was wet. He started back at turn 4.
Now that's the strangest thing I've seen all night.
You know, Boris will do anything to get on TV.
This must have started way back in turn 4 somehow.
You think?
Damn.
Well, he's now the last car on the lead lap.
Casey Kane gets it back.
Yeah.
Dog.
That's the roof flap. Those are designed to keep the car on the ground when the car starts going backwards, usually on the track or in Boris's case through the grass. You looking for tires, BP?
Pardon me?
You looking at his tires?
Yeah.
I think his tires were up. I think he just got maybe forced down there. He got sideways coming off of 4 and he went to save it and had to use all that apron down there on the inside of 4.
Trying to get the roof flap back.
Yep.
It worked.
It's tethered to the car. It's an aerodynamic deflector designed to keep the car on the ground.
And they really work.
Oh, man. You thank Jack Roush for those?
Yes, that's right. Roush Engineering. You know, they took at the Florence, South Carolina airport, they tied a race car on the back of a trailer, took a jet airplane and blew across it, trying to come up with this roof flap.
Got ugly, didn't it? Well, let's see. 113 laps complete. Tony Stewart leads. They're all coming, right?
Well, I don't know, because they've got to make one more stop, even if they stop now. And they can make it on one more stop. So what do you think, Matt? 20 car coming?
BP, a lot of conversation between Tony and Zippy, his crew chief. They're about 10 laps shy of, being able to make it on one more stop. So they're talking about staying out. Track position, more important at this juncture.
I'd have to agree with that decision.
Unless you're in the middle of the pack.
If he stays out.
And you're not handling, like Earnhardt Jr., I think Earnhardt wants to come in and make an adjustment, like I was saying.
So if Tony stays out, everybody else is going to come. Tony Stewart is a lone man out there. He's got a few friends, not a lot. Marty.
Well, one of his friends is Matt Kenseth in the very first pit stall on pit road. They're coming for a special reason. They had a piece of tape come off the front grille. They want to get that piece of tape back on, give Matt some more downforce. 4 tires. Dave?
The plan for Ryan Newman was if the leader stays out, we stay out. Then Ryan said, I've got a problem. I'm sure I have a right rear tire going down. 2 tires to make sure, and he's off of pit road. Alan?
Jeff Burton is in. He's going to get 4 tires on his Chevrolet. They're going to top it off with fuel, try and make an adjustment to see if they can get him a little bit closer to the front. Good stop for Burton. A little bit of a long stop for Jimmy Johnson.
And a lot of traffic off of pit road. So you got to find a way to beat Tony Stewart. If he stays out, you come in. Race strategy playing out in the Pepsi 400. Live from Daytona on NBC.
5 leaders, 7 caution flags, 7 vicious caution flags. There's been several vicious.
Well, we started under caution as well, trying to dry the track the first 11 laps, but there have been some moments out there to bring out the others.
Only 3 cars out of the race. That's Scott Riggs, Casey Mears, and Kerry Earnhardt, Casey Mears, and Bobby Hamilton Jr.
Tony Stewart, Elliott Sadler, Jamie McMurray did not pit. They stayed out. Brian Vickers is scored in 4th, followed by Newman. Dave Blaney came in 21st, went out 6th, obviously. Didn't take 4 tires, and we're back to green at Daytona.
2 tires on the 07. Boy, did he get an awful start, or he's laying back to get a real run.
He better hurry up.
And just to update, Kurt Busch has been back out on the track, making laps, trying to pick up some points after being involved in an earlier crash. So Stewart, Sadler, and McMurray stay out. Everybody else comes in because you got to find a way to beat the 20 car at this point.
You got to keep on making adjustments to get your car faster, because it's obvious none of them right now are fast enough to do anything with the 20.
Those guys look pretty fast.
Well, I was going to say, they are tight together right there, pushing each other all the way down the backstretch.
Top 3 trying to break away. This package trying to catch them.
I see a 3 wide in my
in the near future.
Near future,
yes,
for this bunch.
Oh, here we go. 3 wide.
Could you give me the lottery numbers too, BP?
Man, that was a nice move there. Jimmy Johnson's part.
Got 2 rows of 3 wide, trying. We'll watch this. Matt.
When Tony Stewart saw the field peel off behind him and hit pit road, Greg Zipadelli, you gave him a detailed account of why it was good for you and your team to stay out.
Well, track position's the name of the game here tonight. Everybody has to stop one more time. We had more to lose if we came in and a bunch of cars stayed out. We're going to restart in the back. The way it is right now, we go 15 laps or so. Everybody's going to want to come at least right sides, and everybody's got to get gas. So we're just going to stay out in front, and hopefully it works for us.
Second straight race here at Daytona. This team, Alan, has led the most laps.
Todd Parrott, crew chief Elliott Sadler, just talking some strategy over with his team manager Eddie DeHunt for a second. We'll get a word with Todd as soon as they're done figuring out their figures.
Hey, Alan, figuring that out. We got a heck of a race going on right here. These guys are 2-3 abreast, pushing each other. Jeff Burton's been in the middle. He slid back. These guys are going after it right now.
And Alan, don't throw any of your arithmetic into that figuring down there, okay?
Hey. Let's not go there now. All right. Todd, your radio traffic when the caution came out was that Elliott didn't think he had enough to beat Tony Stewart, but you didn't come in. What was your thinking?
Well, Tony's been strong all night long, and track position's been real important. And we had to stop one more time, so we elected to stay out. A bunch of guys came, but they still got to stop one more time also. So we just had to see how this thing plays out.
All right, we will see how it plays out. It's been a great night for them so far, where they came from.
It's been a pretty wild, eventful night for us anyway. So I think we got a strong car and a good top 5 finish, and we'll be happy.
There you go. I won't tell him to look at his watch and realize that it's morning already.
Earnhardt Jr. leads this pack with Gordon on the move inside of Matt Kenseth. And the 24 tries to lock onto the bumper of the 8.
Dave, what have they done to that 24 car?
Magic, BP, magic. You know, the spoilers here have a minimum requirement. You can't put it any lower than a certain degree, but they can kick it back up if they need a little more downforce, and that's one of the things that they did to try to give Jeff a better handling race car, and he's already proven it can pass now, it can turn, it can get around the other competitors.
I thought I saw a hammer in one of those guys' hands when he was sitting down there last time.
The best tool in racing, isn't it?
That's the thing. If you're loose, you're getting off the throttle. If you're getting off the throttle, you're not making any time. So what they did is they put spoiler in the car, helps give the car grip so you can keep the gas pedal down on the floor longer.
Harvick trying to go back to the front. That's he in the 29 cars. He follows the 99 of Carl Edwards.
That's a 6-car breakaway up front. Earnhardt Jr. runs 7th. He's going to try and pull these guys to those front 6 cars.
And I think he will, because there's a bigger group there, and usually 9 or 10 cars will run down 5 or 6 cars.
You know, Wally, I haven't had a chance to say this.
Say it, BP.
Cue the duck.
Time for the Aflac trivia question. Who was the only driver to win 3 straight Daytona Cup Series races? I know Benny knows the answer to that.
You mean
Daytona Cup Series races?
Yes.
Well, yeah, the same guy that won in 1968, wasn't it?
That'd be it.
Yeah. Cale Yarborough.
And that race in July of '68 right there, that was rain delayed like 4 hours or something.
Seemed like I heard that someplace.
Yeah, and Jeff Gordon's going for his 3rd straight win at Daytona, right? And this race was rain delayed for about 2.5 hours.
2.5 seems like 12.
Ryan Newman in front of Jimmy Johnson. Dave?
Trying to get his first restrictor plate win. Remember, they had that what they thought might be a tire issue on the right rear. In fact, Ryan did say on his radio, I'm pretty sure I have a right rear going down. It, in fact, was full of air, but you know what? They caught a break, came down, checked it anyway when they had that caution. So sometimes you just need to be lucky. And now Ryan wants to move his way back to the front.
And that 6-car breakaway.
That's no more.
No. And who pulled him up there?
Junior, the 8 car. Followed by Jeff Gordon. Followed by Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth.
Okay, here's the, watch the throttle. He's off the throttle. On the throttle. So he's not on the gas all the way around this racetrack. See him going down the backstretch. He's full throttle.
And they've got poor the 12 car Ryan Newman hung out to dry on the outside. They're driving by him like he is tied to a post.
I think Junior had to get off the throttle there just to not run over the 25.
He had a run, didn't he?
But look what it cost him.
Well, you get off the throttle and somebody's going to dive on the inside.
24 inside of the 8, Matt.
Steve Beal warned Junior. He said, you're surrounded by a bunch of Hendrick cars. If you make a move, be careful. They're probably not going to work with us, but he has the 12 on his bumper.
Literally. Yeah. And he shoved him up the racetrack. But he hung on to it.
Seen another 3 wide coming, Benny?
Oh, no, I think Junior, I don't think he minds it. His car, that 8 car, seems to work up on top pretty well tonight.
Whoa. 17 in the back of the 12 got him a little bit loose.
How about Ryan, Dave?
Take a look at that left front fender. Ryan just radioed to his crew. I might have even knocked the headlight in. He hit the 8 so hard.
Oh, he was pushing him.
Got a big dent
pushing
in
him
it.
that hard.
So now the front 7 trying to break away.
And Gordon was not able to get that pass made on Junior, and now he's back beside Kenseth.
Now that second pack needs to get lined up.
And they're all,
Yeah, they're coming.
and they're leaving Jeff Gordon like he's tied.
They're coming, but Gordon's not.
Yeah, that's right. The outside line's going. The inside line is slowing.
In the middle of all that, the 5, and Marty's been watching him all night.
And he doesn't want to be in the middle of it, Bill. He said this car gets crazy when it's in traffic. He said it's a really good car, but the rear end wants to kick out on him, meaning the car is loose. His biggest problem, that yellow NASCAR. Nobody wants to work with the rookie.
20-year-old Kyle Busch.
Especially when your car's loose, Marty. That's two things. You got the yellow stripe and a loose car.
Look at this.
The rookie in it.
Battling behind the leader.
Jimmy Johnson trying to take that second spot, Alan.
All right, guys, think about this. In all those laps when Jimmy Johnson was trailing behind Tony Stewart, what was missing that he has in this picture now? A teammate behind him helping push. They got him out in front on pit road, but he lost it back in traffic on the track. Maybe with Brian Vickers up there and Jeff Gordon and the rest of them trying to push him, they can do something with Stewart.
Well, they got to get by the 38 first.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, that's close racing right there.
That's Junior in the 8 on the bumper of McMurray in the 42.
Whoa is right.
Newman pushing the 8 car again.
And look at Junior dive to the outside, trying to go by the 42 for third spot.
Well, he had such a run because the 12 car was pushing him. I think he just shoved up the racetrack as well.
Yeah, he's gonna have to hit the brakes or go to the high side.
Let's see. I don't think Vickers is going to be able to pull up on that 40. Maybe, yep, here he is. Matt, how about Jamie McMurray in the 42? He's got Ryan Newman on his bumper.
6 laps ago, his concern, though, Bill, was Dale Earnhardt Jr. Felt like Jr. just would not work with him. McMurray says his car handles better in the corners. He loses a little bit down the straightaways.
Tell you what, McMurray has done a terrific job tonight.
.32 to go. We'll step away. If anything happens on the track, we'll be right back. Tony Stewart leads the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. Working lap 132 of the Pepsi 400 live from Daytona on NBC, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. applying the pressure for the lead against Tony Stewart.
Who will Johnson help?
Yeah, who will he help?
Because that's what it's going to take.
Tell you what, if he helps Tony Stewart, he can't win. I don't think he can beat Junior, but I don't think he can beat Tony Stewart.
28 to go.
All these cars are going to make one more pit stop. The question is, what will they do on that pit stop?
But Tony Stewart has to pit before.
That's right.
He did not pit under the last caution.
That's right, and he may have to change 4 tires, where the rest of them may be able to change 2.
Man, that was tight. You see 38 coming. He's not had very good mileage, but he just stuck his hand out the window telling the drivers behind him he's coming in.
Well, I hope the rest of them get the message, because we saw early in the race.
That
pack charging hard behind him.
Here he comes. Boy, it looks like he's going to be the lone man, too.
Elliott Sadler, one of 3 cars that did not stop under the last caution.
This is going to be the most important pit stop of the race right here.
I mean, he gets back on the racetrack, he's going to have no drafting help whatsoever.
Alan.
Well, Elliott Sadler was losing positions before they came in. That's why Elliott basically said, I need some tires when you can. So Todd Parrott told him when to pit, said 2 tires. A minute later, Elliott came on the radio and said, how many tires? I mean, in a very shrill, exasperated voice. They went for 4.
Yeah, as much as these cars are sliding around right now, I'd be surprised if anybody took 2 at this point.
Well, I guess Elliott is going to have drafting help. It's going to be this big pack of cars, but he's going to be a lap down to him.
Yeah, but he may be okay. If all these cars stop, he may just cycle back in. I think he'll be all right.
Earnhardt Jr. looks high, but Stewart is strong. And Earnhardt may lose that spot to Jimmy Johnson.
Okay, I see Earnhardt. He's waving at Jimmy Johnson for some reason.
Matt.
Bill, just depends on how long the memory is for the drivers of the 48 and 8. Remember, they had issues at Talladega. Stewart's team talking about a possible 2-tire change. The 42, who's watching all of this through his windshield, back in 5th. They want to pit with the 20 of Stewart or a lap 141.
Drivers have long memories.
Tell you what, the way the 8 car is dropping back tells me now he's going to have to change 4 tires. I don't think they can try a 2-tire stop.
Well, if Stewart's the only one that changes 2, it's not going to do him any good because he may get out there out front.
Be one on the pit road, maybe.
Everybody else is going to catch him if they take 4.
But I don't know if I can take it, so try your best. We got you.
What Junior say?
He wants 4.
Doesn't make any difference what he said. That's what he meant.
And he had to use a whole lot, you know, these guys that came up through the back had to use a whole lot more race car and tire to get to where Tony Stewart is. And he hasn't abused his tires as much.
Boy, Jeff Gordon has slipped all the way back to 19th.
The car looked so good early on, and all of a sudden it lost the handle. They just, Robbie Loomis' crew, they can't find it. It's out there somewhere, but they can't find it.
Dale Jarrett's back there, too.
Another guy working his way back up, actually, is Kevin Harvick. He's in the 14th spot now.
31 cars on the lead lap. Matt, you playing Let's Make a Deal down there?
That's what's taking place down in the 20 pit. A crew member from the 48 at Johnson down here talking to Scott Deal, the car chief, Greg Cipodelli, the crew chief, getting their game plan together when they're going to make their final stop and their chance to take their cars to victory lane. We've talked so many times, BP, how important you've got to be perfect on that final stop.
That's right, Matt. You just can't have any mistakes, because if you do, you probably are not going to win, especially if this thing stays green the rest of the way.
You'll see, guys. I bet you we'll see some guys locking fronts up, getting into this pit lane this time.
Whoa. Right out to the wall.
Yeah, if you want a gas only stop, you lock up the tires. That means you've got to change the tire because it's going to be flat spotted.
Matt, you got some more down there?
McMurray keeps asking how much longer before we are going to pit. My left front tire is getting nasty. How long? He's running back in 5th. Remember, he's only led 1 lap all year. Coming off a great run at Talladega where he finished 5th. This team needs to have this type of run.
So how long are they saying that?
Somewhere between now and 141, Wally.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, man.
I'll tell you what, he better come in now. That car was sideways there.
Do want to let you know Michael Waltrip is back out on the track after that hard hit that he took after losing a right rear. So different teams are going to have to try something different here to catch the 20, because you can't beat him playing this game.
No, I mean, if he changes 4, I guess you got to try to change 2. We see Junior now has closed back up on the back bumper of the 48 car. The 17 back in 4th spot. Marty, what about the 17? Could he be a smaller?
Well, BP, he could be. Remember, they came down earlier, took on the 4 tires, and they can stay out a long time. In fact, till about 7 laps to go. And they may come down, take fuel only. If it goes green to the end, that would be huge for Matt Kenseth and his team.
His problem is he's the only Ford in the top 11. Caution is out on the track. Caution on the track. Boris Said in trouble again. Well, this changes everything.
Well,
this saves and helps Tony Stewart and Jamie McMurray.
You see he's made contact because those right side tires have made contact with something.
He's getting the Daytona
he's got
experience.
Front valence problems.
And the lucky dog here will be Elliott Sadler. And how will that play out?
Because he's made his pit stop.
Right. So he stays out.
He stays out. So he's going to get some good track position.
If he wins, he is the lucky dog.
But I don't think they'll let him go by, and he's probably going to have to start at the rear of the field.
Right.
Yeah, so that's...
But he's still been saved.
Well, yeah, he's in the lead lap at the rear of the field.
This is second lucky dog.
Boy, these pit stops are.
Ooh,
It's. Going to be tense.
There's 20 to go right now. 20 laps to go. Stewart leads. Jimmy Johnson, Earnhardt Jr. Well, this will be very interesting to see what happens.
And those guys that stopped earlier and changed 4, they changed 2, trying to get some track position.
Tony Stewart has led 134 of the 140 laps. He could set a record tonight.
You know, those pit crews working all week long, practicing, all that's just what it's for right here.
You think they knew they'd be doing it 1:15 in the morning?
Probably not, but it wouldn't matter what time it is. Those guys are jacked up right now in pit lane.
I'll tell you what, credit the fans, man. They not only came and stayed, they're still here. Well, let's see what happens on pit road. Marty, go ahead and send it down to you, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you, Weber. 1:15 in the morning or not, this could decide the Pepsi 400. So you know these guys are all fired up. Matt Kenseth's car has been tight all night long. They're going to try one more time to make it a little bit looser for him. Half pound in the right rear tire, 1 round up on the track bar, half round of wedge out of the left rear. Several changes for the 17 bunch and 4 tires. Matt?
In the triples, the 20 of Stewart. On top, the 8 of Junior in the bottom. It's going to be Crumley and Osborne for Junior going up against the Ira Joe Hussey and Todd Foster for Stewart. Stewart's going to get 4 tires. They need the grip to try to get this car to victory lane. And he almost stalls it, Allen. He's away.
Jimmy Johnson being coached by his crew chief, Chad Canal. Some people make 2. We may lose a couple of spots, but the 4 tires will be worth it. And Chad now cheering his team on a great pit stop.
Contact between the 25 and 12 coming out of pit lane.
Dave, you got something on the 12?
I'll tell you exactly how this happened. The 19 car of Jeremy Mayfield got out early. I don't know if they took 2 or none. Robbie Gordon got spun by the 19 coming in. Ryan Newman had to avoid them going out. And Ryan wrecked into a couple of cars on pit lane.
Ryan Vickers, a victim.
Drove right in the side of the 12 car because he stopped in front of me. He had no place to go.
Yeah.
Wasn't Brian Vickers' fault that time.
Well, under caution at Daytona, 19 to go. We'll sort it all out for you when we come back. Ready to take the green flag at Daytona after 142 laps. Casey Kane is the leader after a 2-tire pit stop, followed by Jimmy Johnson and then Dave Blaney, who also just took 2.
This is going to get good.
All the lead lap cars pitted.
17 car, 2 tires. Tony Stewart, 4 tires. Blaney about to lose a spot to Matt Kenseth. Kenseth needs to get up, let Tony push him if he can. As we know, that 20 car has the oomph, and here comes Junior on the bottom, trying to follow the 48 alongside the 20.
He's going to beat the 20. He's got to do it right here. Got to try to get on the bottom. Whoa.
Kane loose. Marty?
Bill Casey trying to do the best he can to block everyone, but they've come back from a lot tonight. A lap down at one point, got the lucky dog back on the lead lap. Tommy Baldwin told me we took 2 tires because the car hasn't been that bad. We may not win it, but we'll finish better by taking 2 tires. Oh, that's tight in the big
4 wide. 4 wide as Tony goes by on the outside. Oh, and how in the world did they not wreck? That's unbelievable.
I'm glad I stayed up to watch this.
Man, oh man.
All right, well, now Gordon.
Ryan Newman on pit road, Dave.
He stayed out after he had that damage hitting Brian Vickers on pit road. They reasoned between themselves that they could live with the damage. Unfortunately, they did have a tire rub. Ryan believes it was a right rear going down. They had to come back in and change 2. Tough luck for the 12 team.
And just want to clarify, Matt Kenseth in that 17 took 4 tires.
Well, he did, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, great pit stop. How about that 42 car? Jamie McMurray in 2nd spot.
And hanging tough all night. I don't think he's got anything for the 20, but he could sure make a big difference on the end of this race.
The 8 is no. What is that?
Like that. I saw that earlier too.
The 8 is not very patient.
17,
It's Matt.
17's blown up.
No, remember when they made that contact?
Yeah, contact.
He's not. He has a fender knocked in on the tire.
That's never good.
And Junior is trying to push that 9 car.
He's not going to be able to, though.
And the 31 is going by Junior on the outside. Man, look at Jeff Burton go.
All right, man, I'm on blow a tire here.
Oh, we're in trouble. Here we go.
track is around. In the grass. Caution is out.
That's Carl Edwards up against the outside wall.
Yep. They almost make contact again.
Sadler down through the grass.
Oh, more cars spinning down in turn 1.
Yeah, Wimmer.
There's Wimmer. Number of guys went down pit road.
Yeah, you're not going anyplace.
Caution is out on lap 147.
Oh my goodness.
That's Kyle Busch. He has been everywhere tonight, and now
that's just where the cars come off pit road.
Yep.
The 29 car is going to be in the crash. This guy is going to be in the. All right, roll it.
Yeah. Came down on Carl Edwards in the 99. And that Kevin Harvick was right in the middle of it.
And there's Busch going through the grass.
And there's a 22 car on the inside of Jeff Gordon. When Mike Wallace just squeezes by.
Was that Mike Wallace or was that Mayfield?
No, I thought it was Mike. Could have been Mayfield. I don't think Elliott Sadler hit anything.
No.
That was weird. I mean,
he's got a story to tell.
He really came down the racetrack. Doesn't take much.
Is that Rusty? Rusty just missed it.
Yeah, Mike Wallace did a good job.
Yeah, he sure did. You're right. It was Mike. Wow.
Robbie Gordon locks him up. He's got a right front flat, locking him up, trying to avoid it.
Watch from upstairs.
Watch the car on the high side. 31 car. It's tough to see from that angle.
From that, yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out how the 22 car.
Yeah, that all happened later.
Yeah, all happened later. And he looked like he was straight back there.
I bet you the 5 and the 22 met somewhere. This is on board with Dale Jarrett.
Man, that's right down pit road.
Yeah.
Good move, DJ.
And you can come on to pit road at that speed, but you must slow down to avoid the penalty.
And now they're using pit road and not the racetrack so they can get the track cleaned up.
Yeah. And they're going to need some help to get that thing out of there. Because as hard as it has rained in Daytona, there's a lot of mud down there.
They need a submarine to get it out.
Is that Carl Edwards up against the outside retaining wall? Those are cars involved.
Yep.
Busch, Gordon, Scott Wimmer, Kevin Harvick, Jeff Burton, Elliott Sadler, and Carl Edwards. Now, when we lose that graphic, maybe we can see that what car it is up there.
Alan?
Well, Kyle Busch took a look at a replay, I assume, in the front of the 48's pit box. What happened, and are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It was just, it was a tough break. You know, it looked like the 31 and the 31 and the 29 were just kind of coming together, and the 99 was going to stick it in there. And the hole closed up too soon before he got in there, and just got everybody turned all sideways and everything. And, you know, I really had nowhere to go. I tried missing the 29, and I didn't have enough. I didn't turn it quick enough to get onto pit road, and just had to go through the grass. I tried to hold it straight, but it didn't matter. He was just going through there like Free Willy or something. It was just kind of crazy, but you know, whatever. It was a pretty good lick on the outside fence. I was hoping it wouldn't slide that far, but obviously right here it did, and it just, you know, it whaled the outside fence. And hated for Scott Wimmer too. He was about through it, and then I KO'd him, so that sucks.
Glad you're okay.
Well, we've answered the question. What happened to Scott Wimmer?
The 5 found him.
The 5 found him. He wasn't looking for him, but he found him.
No.
It's amazing how fast you get shot up the racetrack when you get off that grass and get back on the pavement.
What's it feel like?
Like how it looked.
Okay, one more look, real speed. Well, it happens in a hurry everywhere, but it really happens in a hurry at Daytona. The Pepsi 400 is under caution. Less than 15 laps to go. Tony Stewart leads at Daytona. Still under caution, a handful of teams on pit road. The NASCAR fun continues next weekend on NBC. Busch Series racing from Chicago at 2 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday. Then the stars of the Nextel Cup Series next Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing from Chicago. Our coverage begins with the Bank of America countdown to green.
Back in February, Tony Stewart made a great pass in the grass to win the NASCAR Busch Series race. Zippy, you have to be impressed with his 4-wide move to get the lead the first time.
Yeah, this Home Depot Chevrolet has been awesome. Like I said, it was a great car back in February. We led a bunch of laps. Went to Talladega, had a good car, and you know, we brought it back here. The guys at the shop done a great job. Motor room, they've been working hard getting us caught up, and you know, we just need to keep our fingers crossed, get a good smooth restart here, and you know, hopefully we can be at the right place at the right time, because you know everybody's going to gang up on us, and it's kind of the situation we've been in a few times here, and we always come up on the short end of the stick. So hopefully tonight will be different.
Led the most laps in February. It slipped away, went to Talladega, finished second, hoping for a win tonight.
Thanks, Matt. Chad and Zippy were both right. Chad said the 20 car has been incredible, and Zippy said they're all going to gang up on us, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
I don't know if they're fast enough to gang up on them.
I don't think they are. They haven't been all night.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They've tried to gang up on them several times, but they haven't succeeded yet.
Jeff Burton, that was involved in that most recent caution, did pit, was running 7th. He's now back in 26th. Short leads. Want to throw out some calls here. Dave Blaney is currently 6th. Mike Wallace runs 9th. Jason Leffler 11th. It's with 10 to go.
You know how they could beat him? If McMurray pulls out and 6 or 7 cars behind McMurray go with McMurray. Yeah. And leave Stewart on the bottom by himself. That's about the only way.
And something else we've been talking about here is that the 8 and the 24 both need a good finish, not necessarily a win, but you want to start climbing upwards. Right now, Dale Earnhardt is 5th, and the 24 car of Jeff Gordon is 12th.
Green flag
is out. 10 to go at Daytona. Hang on tight.
McMurray looks like he laid back a little bit there.
That Rusty Wallace trying to get on the inside. And Junior trying to get, I'm sorry, that's the 48 trying to go by the 9.
I think a lot of guys are going to go by the 9. We'll see what happens.
The 8 gets by.
Especially if these other guys know he's on 2 tires, everybody else is on 4, they're not going to want to mess with him.
Rusty down low. Dale Jarrett on his bumper. Jamie McMurray looking forward. There's Rusty on the inside of Kane. Jarrett in the 88. Stewart leads. McMurray looks low. Johnson and Earnhardt follow. If it's a 4-car breakaway.
Here we go. Jamie took a look.
And Johnson went with him.
Yes, he did.
But everybody's going to have to go with Jamie
Yep.
if he makes that move. If one guy doesn't, it's going to blow.
Here, Rusty Wallace, his final race in Daytona, running 5th with just 7 laps to go.
But boy, that 20 is strong. They can't even get to his bumper.
This is what restrictor plate racing is all about now. You have to wait all day. You got to fight through all the trouble, through the wrecks, then you have to put yourself in a position to make a run at it in the last 10 laps. Matt?
You and your drafting partners for much of the race had been the 07. He was concerned about Rusty Wallace under the caution. He said, you know, I don't believe Rusty's ever bump drafted with me. I really don't know if I want to try to work with him now. But that's what he's going to have to do.
Oh.
That's bump drafting right there, folks.
Man, I'm telling you, he just pushed that 42 right up on the back bumper of the 20. Tell you what, Jimmy Johnson appears to have a very good car. That's the 48 in 3rd spot.
Like Murray said earlier, his car handles really good in the corners, but needs a little help down the straightaway, but he's getting it from Jimmy Johnson.
Stewart has set a record for the most laps led in a 400-mile race at Daytona. The old record 142. He's at 144 and counting.
Yeah, Stewart's car right down on that yellow line in the corners. I mean, that car is working.
Is McMurray sizing him up?
No, I think he's just moving around so that the 48-8 can't team up and go by him.
But I think these guys, if they're going to do it, they've got to work together and say, listen, this lap, I'm going high. Come with me, please.
Matt, how about Wallace?
Making his last start here. We've made it well documented. 6th in the championship standings, but BP, he's never won here. You remember what it was like when you won your Daytona 500. That's what the win would be tonight if Rusty Wallace could pull it off. He wants to put that check mark next to a Daytona victory on his resume.
I told someone today if Martin or Rusty Wallace could win this race, victory lane would be unbelievable.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson wants by Jamie McMurray.
No more patience now. Mark Martin in his final ride here at Daytona, involved in an early wreck.
And Earnhardt decides to go with Jamie McMurray.
Yes, he does. Rusty decides to go. Now, it may be that Jimmy Johnson's hung up on the outside.
And that's what Tony Stewart wants.
Exactly.
He's looking up in that mirror going, yep, have at it, boys. Because the more they race, the better it is for him.
Watch that yellow line.
Jimmy Johnson said, man, oh man,
what am I doing up here?
Oh, he's pounding the steering wheel right now. This is so frustrating at this point. When your driver's sitting there, there's nothing you can do. If everybody decides to go with everyone else and leaves you out, too bad.
How about Mike Wallace? They got Lucas on the hood. Look at that. Goes by Jimmy Johnson.
4 laps to go. 10 miles at Daytona.
And Mike Wallace is in 6th spot. Started 43rd.
Earnhardt Jr. started 39th. He's in 3rd behind McMurray, behind Stewart, the leader. Down the backstretch.
And if they're going to try something, they really need to try it within the next lap here. I think Stewart will try to make, he's going to make him do it on the high side.
He's going to make his car 40 feet wide.
Yeah.
3 to go. Boy, Tony Stewart has always talked about his love for Indianapolis. And you know a win at Daytona would be special to him, a racer through and through.
I don't think that Jamie can get a, I don't think he can get a run down the straightaway to make a pass on Tony Stewart.
No, I don't think he can either, EP.
Can anybody?
Well, I think, you know, Junior's going to have to pop around Jamie McMurray and have a lot of help. But it just doesn't seem like he's got a lot of help right now.
Jimmy Johnson trying to get by Mike Wallace on the outside. Jeff Gordon's going to drive up and team up with his teammate.
2 to go. 5-car breakaway.
We might still be looking at a green-white checker because they got a real mess going on behind us.
Off of 2, down the backstretch.
Just doesn't seem like Jamie McMurray can get up there close enough. Earnhardt seems to get a run, especially off the trioval on the straightaway. He gets right on the back of the 42 going into 1. But just doesn't have enough help from Rusty.
I looked out the hotel window this morning at 7:30. There were already fans walking around the Daytona International Speedway. The race delayed 2.5 hours. But the fans have stayed here. Now at 1:40 in the morning, white flag for Tony Stewart. Last lap. This would be it no matter what happens.
Just not close enough to get anything done.
No. Jimmy Johnson is trying to get by Dale Jarrett on the outside.
Yeah, that 20 car will get awfully wide from this point on.
Half a lap for Tony Stewart. Won on the road course a week ago at Sonoma. Picked up emotion and momentum, pursuing his 2nd Nextel Cup championship. Tony Stewart, a native of Indiana, has always wanted to win at Indianapolis, but tonight he's going to shut out the field, and Tony Stewart takes the checker flag at Daytona. Top 5 for Earnhardt Jr. and a top 10 for Jeff Gordon. They will take those strong finishes to Chicago. And Tony Stewart wins 2 in a row.
Tell you what, if Tony Stewart and his guys can keep what they've got going, he could be a serious contender for this NASCAR Next Gen Cup championship.
Joe Gibbs went the first 15 races Joe Gibbs Racing did without winning. Now Tony Stewart has given them 2 in a row to Pit Road and Matt Yoakum.
Second straight Daytona race, dominated, led the most laps. Zippy, congratulations. You're going to victory lane.
Oh, this is awesome. Nobody has any idea how much this means. You know, myself and all these guys, how hard they work, how many times we've come close. This is our first restrictor plate points win. This is big to this team. We worked hard, and everybody back at the shop has worked hard. It's started out a little slow, but we got our momentum going, and it's all due to all these guys here, everybody back at Joe Gibbs Racing that has worked hard, put tons of effort in, and hasn't given up on us.
Back-to-back wins, but he said, let's take this car back to the shop and put a cover on it and bring it back for February.
Yeah, it'll be a Talladega.
Fans salute Tony Stewart. Chevrolet congratulates Tony and the 20 team on today's big win. The Monte Carlo bunch going to victory lane. The defending manufacturer's champion takes win number 563 overall. Chevy, the revolution, races on. Matt?
Scott Deal, the car chief, came on the radio and said, Tony, you know you've been owing me a checkered flag. I'd love to have one from Daytona. He's going up to the start-finish line to pick up the checkered flag.
Oh, he's doing more than that. He's going to try and get out of that thing.
He made it.
Tony Stewart has won at Daytona. And he's going to bring an Indianapolis tradition to the Daytona International Speedway.
What's he doing?
He's going to wave the checkered flag.
He climbed up the flag stand.
So you hang around the racetrack till 1:45 in the morning, you never know how much excitement you might enjoy. Be careful.
Yeah, wouldn't want to get stuff hurt now.
We're going to Chicago. He's happy. He's very happy. Tony Stewart wins at Daytona. He's the only guy going to victory lane, but other winners tonight, today Burns.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., one of those guys, finishing third tonight. Hey, Junior, that's kind of fun to watch, I guess, even if you did have to finish third, right?
Yeah, I was glad. I mean, Tony and me raced for my first 500 win, so it was great to see him have that kind of car tonight. We had a great car. My guys had great pit stops. We worked great with all my friends out there and got up to the front where we could get. This car was good enough to run second. Maybe with the right push, I could have raced Tony a little bit, but I think everybody in the field probably is saying that right now. He had an awesome car.
Everything you've gone through, Junior, what does this mean for your season?
Well, this is Daytona, and both teams, you know, we wanted to get a good finish, obviously, come in here and get a good finish. But we're looking at other racetracks to get better finishes. I know this team and these cars are capable of doing it, and these guys, they never let me down. This is the fastest pit crew, bar none, on pit road. And if we can get a couple breaks here and there, we'll get some good finishes.
Junior got out of the car with a huge smile on his face. This could be the start of him getting back into the chase. Marty?
He wanted out of that race car. It's been a long, hot, humid night here at Daytona, but he is celebrating in victory lane at this very famous race place. Come on, get the rest of you out of there. Oh, here it comes. I knew I should have waited a second before I stepped in here. All right. I take it by your actions, sir, you're a little bit happy to win at Daytona.
Yeah, but I'm too damn fat to be climbing fences. I had to do it once, so I always wanted to climb a fence, and I always thought they never go all the way to the top, so I wanted to go up over that. That curl's tough at the top. I like rock climbers, so I finally got me a Daytona trophy here.
Yes, you did. Tony, your car tonight, unbelievable. You got behind a couple times. You came storming back to the front. Tell me about the 4-wide pass that got you the lead with a little over 25 to go.
Well, on the restart, we got a real big run on Matt. We had a gap. We couldn't get going in that particular restart, but went into one, and Matt was waving to me to go behind him, and I could have gone by him then, but I wanted to work with him and got to him, pushed him all the way down the backstretch, and got us close to the front. That second run, I could not take it. So this car had been up front all night, and I wasn't about to not let it be up front for the rest of the night. So this thing was awesome. I told him, I said, take this thing back to the shop, put a cover on, and bring it back in February. So hopefully I won't see this car for a couple months yet.
We'll let you negotiate that out with your crew chief. Did you? Who were your biggest threats? It looked like every time someone would come up to challenge, you found a way to hold them off without any teammates or anybody like that behind you.
This thing was awesome. I mean, I remember about 3 or 4 years ago, a guy named Dale Earnhardt Jr. that had a night just like tonight. So, you know, when you have nights like this, you just guard it with everything you got. And I just quit worrying about everybody. I mean, I kept watching them, but if they'd get a gap, I just kept going and not breaking my momentum, and it really helped out tonight.
Congratulations, Tony.
Thanks. Just want to thank all the Home Depot associates and managers, and everybody have a happy 4th of July this weekend.
There you go. Tony Stewart has a Daytona win on his resume now. Matt?
Thank you, Matt. Big smile from Dale Jarrett, and there's the victory lane celebration. Tony Stewart, Greg Zipadelli, and the coach, team owner Joe Gibbs in there, celebrating another Gibbs win at Daytona. He knows where that victory lane here is at this track. He's been there before. But getting Tony Stewart and Zipadelli and those guys there, that's big. Tony Stewart, continuing his climb toward the Nextel Cup Championship, is saluted as the victor in the Pepsi 400. Our NBC Sports coverage of NASCAR continues after this. The results of tonight's or this morning's running of the Pepsi 400.
Great comeback for Jeff Gordon and a great run for Mike Wallace. Kenny Schrader, how about that? 10th place.
Good run for Kenny.
Ricky Rudd off the win at Sonoma, gets a top 15 finish. Casey Kane backpedaling after that pit stop. Kyle Petty a top 20 finish, and Mike Bliss in 20th.
Elliott Sadler, after that spin down through the infield, will finish 21st.
He wasn't as lucky as we thought we were going to be.
No, he was lucky up to that point.
26 cars finished on the lead lap.
Kevin LePage finished on the lead lap, 25th.
Kyle Busch ended up stuck in the mud. Wimmer involved in a crash. Same with Edwards, and the list goes on and on. Greg Biffle finishing 36th in that 16 car, came in as the championship leader, but leaves here second in the race for the chase. Mark Martin down there, Scott Riggs, Kerry Earnhardt, and Casey Mears. Take a look at the championship standings now. After 17 of 36 races, Jimmy Johnson, who was on top for 12 consecutive weeks, resumes that position after Biffle held it for 1 week. Rusty Wallace up to 5th. Mark Martin down to 8th. Dale Jarrett locked in 10th. The 400-point cutoff now comes after Jeff Gordon. So Gordon up, Harvick down. Junior up to 16th. Matt Kenseth and Kyle Busch round out the top 20. Next Saturday on NBC, the NASCAR Busch Series from Chicago at 2. And next Sunday, it's the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series from Chicago at 3 Eastern. Coverage begins with the Bank of America countdown to green. Coming up next, it's your late or your very late local news. And later on NBC, don't miss Saturday Night Live. For our entire crew, thanks for staying up with us. Tony Stewart celebrates victory at Daytona.